Hi everybody. Do you remember how last month in one of my videos I said, I swear to you, June's book haul is going to be less books? You've seen from the thumbnail that was a lot of rubbish. But this is definitely going to be the last month of where I can buy a lot of books because, like I said in my wrap up, I quit my job and I do not have a job lined up for it. I just felt like I needed to take the risk because it was starting to affect my mental health a lot more than I wanted it to, and I decided that's it, I'm going. But I think it has been the right decision though, but that does mean that I will obviously have no job, so I won't be able to buy books. So this is definitely the last month of me buying as many books. I might still treat myself on occasion because it's me, but not to anything as extensive as this. So again, because of how many books there are, I'm not going to go into much detail, and let's just go. So the first book is, my husband decided to treat me with it because it was on my wish list. So it is The House in the Cerulean Sea by TJ Klune. I think everyone knows what this one is about. It's apparently sold as middle grade fantasy for adults, which I'm all up for. I do enjoy middle grade fantasy. From what I've heard also, it's a really sweet, heartwarming story, so I look forward to that. From what I know, basically, we follow the main character who goes to this orphanage at the edge of the cliff, I'm guessing, and there are some dangerous children and he has to see for himself whether they are actually dangerous or not. But it being a fantasy book, there surely is some kind of magic or something. I don't really know anything else about it. I'm just looking forward to reading this one whenever I can get to it. The second book is actually a reread, but that is Nevermore, The Trials of Morrigan Crow by Jessica Townsend. I listened to the audiobook of that about 2 years ago, I want to say, and I wasn't particularly impressed by the book. I just found it a little bit too strange for me, but then hearing a lot of people talk about this book and how they love it so much, how it's whimsical, magical, how it feels like Harry Potter vibes, and I absolutely love Harry Potter. I just didn't find those vibes really present in this book when I was listening to it. But for some reason I thought maybe if I get a physical copy, that way I will find those vibes and I will enjoy the book a lot more. So I finally got myself a physical copy and I am hoping that I will enjoy it. I do actually like the cover, it's even darker on the background. So in this one we follow the main character Morrigan Crow, who is on her, I think, 11th birthday, supposed to die, and so on the day of her birthday she's whisked away to Nevermore by this eccentric man, Jupiter North, I think. So yeah, I have really high hopes for this one now because of physical copy. I might as well listen to the audiobook or not, I'm not sure, as in listen to the audiobook whilst reading it, as I've done for the past few books. But yeah, looking forward to this one day. Then we've got The Magpie Society, One for Sorrow by Zoe Sugg and Amy McCulloch. I'm not sure how to pronounce the name. I wasn't really planning on reading this one for some reason, and I think it's a YA mystery novel set in a school. I wasn't planning to read this one, but when I was watching Zoe's video about something, she's mentioned the book, and for some reason I just wanted to, and I also have read everything she's written so far. So I thought, you know what, I might as well, because this one was also recently released in paperback, so I thought, right, I'm going to give it a go, and I'm going to read you the blurb. A student found dead on the beach. A web of unanswered questions. Someone ready to strike again. When new student Audrey arrives at Illumin Hall boarding school, she's greeted by echoing hallways, towering old buildings, and students' superstitions about the magpies that stalk its grounds. It's a lot to take in, especially when those same students are acting as if they are afraid of something, and Audrey's new roommate, Ivy, seems to be hiding secrets of her own. Audrey and Ivy couldn't be more different, but they are forced together when the tragedy that hit the school in the summer becomes the main topic of a mysterious new podcast with a sinister headline. I know who killed Lola, and one of you is next. Actually, it sounds great to me. I would really like to get to this one at some point sooner rather than later, because I do think I'm going to enjoy it. And also the cover is really creepy. It's really reflective as well, so I'm just going to try and hold it a bit awkwardly. I don't know how much you can see. Sorry. Might have been a bad idea. Anyway, add it to my collection. Then another bit of a mystery novel is The Thursday Murder Club by Richard Osman, somebody who I know from real life, from ex-co-worker. She recently read this book and she really enjoyed it, and of course I've heard a hell of a lot of good things about this book, so I just decided to go ahead and purchase it, even though I was not interested in it to start with, but I've got it now. I don't actually know what this one is about, so I'm going to read the blurb for the first time myself. Four unlikely friends, a shocking murder. Welcome to the Thursday Murder Club. In a peaceful retirement village, four unlikely friends meet up once a week to investigate unsolved murders. But when a brutal killing takes place on their very doorstep, the Thursday Murder Club finds themselves in the middle of their first live case. Elizabeth, Joyce, Ibrahim and Ron might be pushing 80, but they still have a few tricks up their sleeves. Can our unorthodox but brilliant gang catch the killer before it's too late? It just sounds really humorous as well. And I do like a mystery novel, so I'm looking forward to this one. Then I think it wouldn't be me if I didn't have a historical fiction in this pile, so of course I do. And it's Mrs. England by Stacey Holes. I believe this one is signed. A signed bookplate. No, it's not. I do have a lot of other signed copies, but this one is definitely not one of them. Anyway, so this one is a pre-order. I ordered it a while ago. I like the cover though. I think it's really pretty. And also the end papers as well, if you look, are beautiful too. This one is by the author of The Familiars, which I really enjoyed, by the author, and also The Foundling, which I do still have on my TBR. I have not read it, obviously. But I really enjoy The Familiars, and I thought I've got that book ages ago as well, never read it. But this one sounds even more interesting, so I think at first I will read The Foundling before I get to this one, but I don't know when that's going to happen. I am again going to read you the blurb because it just sounds super mysterious and super interesting. So, West Yorkshire, 1904, when newly graduated nurse Ruby May takes a position looking after the children of Charles and Lillian England, a wealthy couple from a powerful dynasty of mill owners, she hopes it will be the fresh start that she needs. But as she adapts to life at the isolated Hardcastle house, it becomes clear there is something not quite right about the beautiful, mysterious Mrs. England. Distant and withdrawn, Lillian shows little interest in her children or charming husband, and is far from the angel of the house Ruby was expecting. As the warm, vivacious Charles welcomes Ruby into the family, a series of strange events forces her to question everything she thought she knew. Ostracized by the servants and feeling increasingly uneasy when her sister stops writing with news from home, Ruby must face her demons in order to prevent history from repeating itself. After all, there is no such thing as the perfect family, and she should know. To me, that sounds absolutely incredible. I do think this might be my favourite book by her. I mean, I haven't read it, but it's just I'm predicting that I'm going to really, really enjoy this one. So I can't wait for this one, but like I said, I'd rather read them in chronological order, so The Foundling would be the first one that I read from the author. The next one, I'm not quite sure what genre that would be, but I think it's a time travel novel. So we've got The Kingdoms by Natasha Pulley. She's the author of The Watchmaker of Filigree Street, as well as The Bedlam Stacks and The Lost Future of Pepper Harrow. I tried to read The Watchmaker of Filigree Street a very long time ago. DNF'd it, but I think not because I wasn't enjoying it, but it was a library book, and I think I just didn't quite get the chance to properly read it or something, so I just had to return it. So I would like to get to it, but I think this one I'm gonna enjoy a lot, and if I do, then I'm just gonna have to read all of her books then in chronological order, because I've got this one, so I might as well start with this one. But it sounds really cool, and also this one is signed by the author, as you probably could see. There's a bookplate in there. Lovely. Right, I am really sorry, but I'm going to read you the blurb again, because otherwise I'm just going to confuse myself and everybody else. If you hear noises, that's my cat going behind some stuff. Come home if you remember. The postcard has been held at the sorting office for 91 years, waiting to be delivered to Joe Tournier. Buffy, you're gonna fall. On the front is a lighthouse, Alien Moor, in the Outer Hebrides. I don't really know how to pronounce that. Joe has never left England, never even left London. He's a British slave, one of thousands throughout the French Empire. He has a job, a wife, a baby daughter. But he also has flashes of a life he cannot remember, and of a world that never existed, a world where English is spoken in England and not French. And now he has a postcard of a lighthouse built just 6 months ago that was first written nearly 100 years ago by a stranger who seems to know him very well. Joe's journey to unravel the truth will take him from French-occupied London to a remote Scottish island and back through time itself as he battles for his life and for a very different future. So it sounds really complicated and really interesting, so I think I will enjoy this one. I really do have high hopes for this one, but we'll see how it turns out. Next one is from Bookfulness subscription box, and it is Dark Tides by Philippa Gregory. Ideally, I am subscribed to a mystery box, and this one looks more like historical fiction to me. But I'm still interested in this one because it does sound good, but it's just not something I expected. But I'm not complaining, it's also a little bit bigger than other books. I've never read a Philippa Gregory book before, but I've heard amazing things about her writing and books in general, so I'm glad that it's going to be my first one by her whenever I get to this one. There's my cat. Psst. I've got a filming buddy now. I had to put her away because she was starting to ruin the books, and they are my husband's books. Even if they were mine, I would still... Never mind, past that. I'm going to read you the blurb again because I don't know what the book is about otherwise. So, Midsummer Eve, 1670, a turbulent time to seek the truth. A wealthy man waits outside a poor London warehouse to meet with Eleanor, the woman he fell 21 years before. He has everything to offer: money, land, status. He believes she has the only thing he cannot buy: his son and heir. Meanwhile, in New England, Eleanor's brother Ned cannot find justice in the New World as the king's revenge stretches across the Atlantic and turns the pioneers against each other and against the American Indians. Then a beautiful widow, Livia, arrives from Venus. She claims Eleanor is her mother-in-law and has come with the news that Eleanor's son Rob has drowned in the dark tides of the lagoon. But is this true, or could this woman be an imposter? So, don't know whether I'm gonna like this one or not, but I'll definitely give it a go when I can. And the last massive part of this book haul is a box set by the same author, and there's a bit of a story for that one. So I was talking to my colleague and now friend from work. We were talking about books, and she said how I made her want to read books again because she used to be into that. Then we started talking about it, and then she mentioned Michael Morpurgo and how she loved his books, and she mentioned a few of them. And I also remembered how I read once Casper, Prince of Cats, which was I think a children's book by him, and really loved it. I didn't expect it. I think I kind of gave 5 stars as well. So all of that in combination. I also remembered the website Books to Door. I'm not sponsored or anything, but they are a great discount website for box sets. Like, I got 12 books for £24, I think it was. I think it's pretty amazing. So the box set is this one. I'm definitely not going to be reading you the blurbs of all of these books. I'm just going to show you the covers and the names of these. I think he mostly writes a bit like, slightly like historical fiction in a way, and something to do with nature or animals always. So I think it's my cup of tea, and from what she told me, I think I'm going to really enjoy his books. So now I've got 12 books. I think these are considered to be like YA or children's books, so let's go. So we've got The Butterfly Lion, which she recommended, and she said she cried in this one. Then we've got Farm Boy, which is apparently the sequel to War Horse, which is not actually in this box set, but if I need to read the first one, I'm sure it can. Also, this one is illustrated. The Amazing Story of Adolphus Tips, cat on the cover. I'm sold. A Medal for Leroy, Little Manfred, Private Peaceful. I've heard amazing things about this one from quite a few people, so I have really high hopes for this one. I think this one has got to do something with World War II as well. Then we've got Born to Run, Shadow, An Elephant in the Garden, Listen to the Moon, Alone on a Wide, Wide Sea, and also Running Wild, which again, my friend recommended that's probably her favourite by him from what she's read. I'm really excited because I do think I'm gonna enjoy them. But yeah, that is everything that I bought for the last month. And I'm really happy with it. Now I'm just gonna put it all on the shelves, organize it not by genres but by how I want it to look. And yeah, I'm really excited, really happy about everything right now, so all good. And I do hope now I'll have a lot more time to read, so because I feel like I need a couple of months to come back to my normal self. So there we go. So yeah, if you like this video, please like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next video. Thank you for watching. Bye!